Hello, my fellow hesitant Bible readers of the second chapter of 1 Timothy. Today we're going to talk about an SCP from the ancient internet times, all the way back to that year someone chucked a shoe at the Big W. We're talking about SCP number 1.
But Mar, you already made a video about SCP number 1. It involved the sun turning everybody into a zombified puddle whore.
Well, it looks like I have some explaining to do.
You see, SCP number 1 is actually a cluster truck of different entries and stories, a lot of them in an attempt to explain the origins of the SCP Foundation. On one hand, you have a weird factory that occasionally shitposts SCPs every once in a while, and on the other hand, you got a theory that suggests that the reality of the SCP Foundation is bent to the will of a bunch of internet writers.
Oops, I'm breaking the fourth wall.
So why are there so many entries of the same SCP number? Well, it's a security protocol. Depending on whatever parallel universes that happen to carry the SCP Foundation, either one of them is real and all the rest are fake, some are real and some are fake, or every single one of these entries is real, which would probably unleash 3,000 doomsday events simultaneously. The whole point of there being so many entries for one single slot is that it'll confuse people who discover it, because as of now, nobody knows which entry is real except for whoever's in the O5 Council.
AKA a bunch of dumbass bureaucrats who just want to kill everyone because they can't handle their jobs.
Also, if any unauthorized personnel were to attempt to read this file, they would be interrupted with cardiac arrest after glancing at this memetic kill agent thing. Wow, this really seems like a pretty dangerous image to show to random people online. Don't you agree, guys? Well, for the 12 of you who are still alive watching my video and may or may not call the cops on me, the most popular among these entries is Dr. Clef's proposal. The Gate Guardian, the Door Defender, the Portal Protector, the Street Stopper. Why did I write this on my script? The Entrance Enforcer, the Passage Police. I want to frickin' die. The Gate Guardian. Other than the name sounding incredibly sus, the damn thing is actually a menace to the planet, considering neoconservatism is part of the American status quo. It's basically an angel the height of the Chrysler Building and wields a sword that emits flames estimated to be perhaps as hot as the sun. If you ever catch a glimpse of this figure, there's a 99.999% chance you'll see it standing, bowing its head as if it was doing a Thanksgiving prayer in front of what looks like a bunch of apple trees and stuff. This place has been identified, but the data is expunged.
So using the context clues from the material,
the biblical measurement reference with the guy's height, the religious significance of angels, the flaming sword, the gateway to what looks like a forest full of fruit, it is safe to say that the Gate Guardian is standing in the way of the Garden of Eden. Almost never deviating from that stance for tens of thousands of years, undeniable proof that God doesn't care about the psychological state of the people that work for him. Getting back to the point about catching a glimpse of Uriel out there, he'll telepathically give you an order in which you cannot disobey. The most common of these directions is when he totally and definitely not hyperbolically says, "Get off my lawn, illegal immigrant," which will effectively make you turn the other direction and forget everything you just witnessed. That ain't the only thing he says, though. Apparently one guy went up to him and the angel was all like, "Prepare," which literally motivated the guy to start the entire SCP Foundation. Clearly the most inspiring origin story of all time. But wait a second, I'm forgetting something pretty crucial, aren't I? Yeah, this kind of stuff would happen when people are just a little further than a kilometer away from the Guardian and are not trying to bother it. If any entity manages to get within the 1 kilometer mark of this being, its sword will fire a beam that will obliterate them faster than the second season of Grade A Under A's YouTube channel. And it never misses, so if for some reason you plan on traveling somewhere between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers anytime after quarantine's finished, try not to end up like these guys. Alright, so if you were in a position of international power and wanted to address this divine frickin' entity with unlimited strength and power, how would you do that? Would you just set up a fence and some guards that'll prevent people from killing themselves? Would you set up a paid attraction center for people to see the angel from a few kilometers away only for them to forget about it a second later, which won't matter because you're getting all the money? Would you take the ambitious approach of using the 1 kilometer mark to dispose of any world-threatening SCPs in a fashion that won't also kill the people involved? Don't tell me you're not allowed to do that. Don't tell me you're not. Well, I would definitely take a good look at all those decisions, but whoever's running the SCP Foundation, I just want to say that these experiments you put into play make me want to stream anime on my channel and immediately get it taken down.
Experiment A.
Research staff sent a D class out there, and right when the D boys saw the Gate Guardian, predictably, he was psychologically forced to leave. In response to this, the research staff made the most self-aware decision in the world and killed the D class for being forced to obey a heavenly figure, before they themselves, of course, ended up getting eviscerated by the flaming sword of death. Did you guys expect something good to come out of doing something like this?
Maybe I shouldn't force a pathetic mortal to walk toward the presence of God and kill the man if I didn't get the result I specifically wanted.
But at least one small takeaway from this is that there's no indication that the sword strikes anybody behind the scenes, which can be a useful tip for other experiments, such as
Experiment B.
They sent a robot over toward that area, which, what the hell, why don't they use robots more often in their experiments? But once it passed the 1 kilometer mark, it was destroyed. They continued to do this again and again with different robots and continue to get the same result.
This should be a mind-blowing discovery.
Since the world of the Gate Guardian follows the laws of Abrahamism, we could safely say that robots don't have any frickin' souls. And you want to know what else doesn't have a soul? Garbage. Literal garbage. What we need to do is set up a catapult that will chuck all our trash at the 1 kilometer mark that surrounds the Angel. It would be an incredibly cheap way of getting rid of our waste instead of just incinerating it and polluting the air. I mean, what could possibly go wrong with throwing our filthy trash at an angel sent down by God to protect humanity from an XK class end of the world scenario that's supposed to come from this particular portal? Wait, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Experiment C. 100 drones were sent into the 1 kilometer mark simultaneously and simultaneously get evaporated by the flaming sword beam. Okay, morons. The SCP Foundation is basically trying to beat the force of God in a game of Bloons Tower Defense 4. God's got like 300 sun monkeys and a fully upgraded monkey beacon. Do you understand what you're dealing with right now? Experiment D.
Hello, everybody. It is I, the most pathetic, retarded, stupid, idiotic, dense, dumb, and also stupid researcher at the SCP Foundation, and I have a proposal. How about we fire a wire-guided missile at the angel sent down by freaking God, and hope nothing bad happens at all? There was not a single flaw with this plan actually brought upon this world by me, a man or a woman in a high position of power. Holy crap, I actually have a job. Whoops. As it turns out, I actually am incredibly freaking stupid. Because once you fire a wire-guided missile at the
Angel sent down by God,
it gets obliterated once reaching the 1 kilometer mark, and you want to know what else gets obliterated? The launch site, killing everybody there. Wow, I am such a cool dude. I bet nothing is ever going to top my level of insanity.
Experiment E. Multi-warhead intercontinental ballistic missile fired from SCP nuclear submarine Nautilus. The result? Well, they directly caused the deadly tsunami in recorded history. You know, I really need to get this off my chest. How does Wikidot even sponsor the SCP Foundation? That really boggles my mind.
Freeze, this is the commentary police. You are under arrest.
Experiment F. The Foundation tried to send SCP-076, a superhuman zombie guy named after Abel who biblically was the first human ever to be murdered, toward the Angel to see what happens. Then Abel refused to carry out the mission, probably because the setting reminded him of the stupid frickin' Experiment G. They went with SCP-073 this time. 73 being a cyborg named after Cain, the brother that killed Abel. The task force didn't inform 73 of his destination until they arrived at the site nearby. Once Cain saw the Angel, he asked to abort the mission but was denied. And then the symbol on his forehead did something, yeah. The data is expunged. Maybe it was something cool.
Wow, I want God to do something to my forehead.
Nah, that's about it for what the Gate Guardian has to offer description-wise, but now I want to turn my attention to this particular message. I don't know about you guys, but at first glance I think there's something up with this transmission that includes a paragraph of words without spaces in between them. If you want to know how creepy that actually is, try doing that with Siri or whatever voice system Android users use. Modern technology is fully capable of putting spaces in between its words, but this message found a frickin' way. Anyways, this transmission came from an unknown time in the future pointing out that the Gate Guardian left its location with the gate open. Apparently, it's beautiful. All hell breaks loose on Earth as of all things a carnivorous mushroom breaks out of containment. Knife crabs start screwing around, and the gateway to hell via airliner has opened. As all of that is being announced, an unknown voice hacks into the intercom. So while I attempt to interpret this crazy lunatic gibberish, the voice is trying to break Cain and Abel out of containment and bring them into the Garden of Eden. Specifically, Cain and Abel. Dude, if that's all the people they're bringing into the Garden of Eden, we are absolutely screwed. But yeah, after receiving this transmission from the future, the Foundation made quite possibly the most breathtaking, most well thought out conclusion of all time.
You see, it is theorized that